Well, good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, June 27th. I'm Chris Reese.
And I'm Christina Laurie. You almost stole my scripts at the top of the show. You said, I almost started reading.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was like being back in college. I used to anchor our college newscast in addition to doing the weather sometimes, but I don't know. I just had a moment and I thought I was supposed to read.
Don't
but we
revert
got it.
back to your college days.
I know, because I got better with time.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day outside. Today would have been my grandma's 92nd birthday, I realized. So.
Well, it's a beautiful day for it.
Yeah, I was wearing her necklace, so she left that behind for me. And you're going to give everyone a beautiful day.
Yep, that's what we're working on. After the showers and thunderstorms from yesterday, clearing skies have moved on in, and that's going to work in our favor. Yes, it's still going to be humid. Keep that in mind. But the true bulk of the shower and thunderstorm activity, that moved down south overnight. So really, the Indianapolis Metroplex is about to really get hit with some showers and thunderstorms. A lot of lightning for the morning time there. For us, though, it is the sunshine and the milky skies. Here's a live look towards the west. The fog from earlier continues to lift on, so that is some good news there. We're already at 73. And a lot of us are into the low 70s. Kenosha at 75, Milwaukee at 76 there. We still have a couple areas that are into the upper 60s, but we were in the 50s, and we've really seen these temperatures take off. Dew points have increased as well. So now we're starting to see these dew points into the upper 60s and low 70s. I need to pull out that dew point comfort meter with the Wisconsin lingo at this point, because we are solidly in that ope to nope category. So that's where we are. I might have to throw that in a little bit later in the show. But here's what happens as we look ahead. 76 by about 10 o'clock. 80s show up by lunch. And we'll be topping out in the middle 80s today. But notice a lot of sunshine is showing up on that graphic there.
A gorgeous day to make up for yesterday. Yesterday was tough, but we made it through.
The sunset, you and I go to bed pretty early, but I was up late, and I caught the sunset yesterday. That was award-winning within itself.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much, Chris.
My pleasure.
Let's get to today's top stories. The search has just resumed this morning for a 9-year-old girl who has been missing in the Rock River for more than 36 hours now. Crews are once again out with boats, divers, and drones after suspending that search overnight when the sun went down. This search is now a recovery mission, and crews say it's especially difficult because of the current speed. Janesville police tell us the 9-year-old girl they're looking for and a boy had gone in the water Thursday night when a man and woman fishing nearby saw them struggling. The woman was able to get the boy out of the water, but the girl got lost in the river.
This lady really is a hero, but it's going to be difficult for her too. She did what she could. She should be totally praised for her actions.
The missing girl's uncle tells us that family members have come from all over to support each other. He says they'll be there until his niece is found. A Madison protester arrested earlier this week outside of Cooper's Tavern on the Square now faces federal charges for extortion and up to 20 years in prison for each charge if convicted. 28-year-old Devonare Johnson, also known as Yeshua Musa, was arrested Tuesday afternoon after bringing a baseball bat and a megaphone inside Cooper's Tavern, among other restaurants. Johnson already faced charges of disorderly conduct and resisting or obstructing, which put him in violation of his probation. But now the federal charges for extortion claim he walked into multiple businesses, threatening to cause damage and demanding free food and drink. Johnson's arrest has been controversial among protesters in the Madison area. Since his arrest, Madison police have released video from both inside and outside of the tavern where you can see police tackle Johnson to the ground after he attempted to run from a cruiser where he was being held in police custody. Activists have since called for his release, and his arrest has sparked further protests downtown, which include the toppling of 2 statues outside of the state capitol and an attempted arson at the city-county building. Now, in the past 24 hours, police have also arrested 2 other people, Greg James Jr. and William Shanley, on tentative charges of threats to injure. Madison police say James and Shanley were with Johnson when the 3 demanded free food and drinks in return for not having a business destroyed by protesters. In one case, a demand for free items was also in exchange for not having an employee injured. Now, activist groups in Madison are juxtaposing Johnson's pending federal charges with hit-and-run suspect Brendan O'Neill, who was released Friday on a $350 cash bond. O'Neill was arrested Thursday on tentative charges of hit-and-run, causing injury for an incident early Sunday morning outside of Wando's on University Avenue. That left one person injured when a pickup truck drove through a crowd. An activist group is calling that a hate crime. The FBI is now looking into the alleged assault of an 18-year-old biracial African-American woman here in Madison. Altia Bernstein says early Wednesday morning, a group of white men sprayed lighter fluid on her face and her neck and then ignited it with a lighter. This case, as we mentioned, is being investigated as a hate crime, but so far this weekend, Madison police are not providing any more information. Two coronavirus headlines. Now the state of Wisconsin is inching closer to the 27,000 mark after more than 500 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the past 24 hours. Some good news, though. DHS is reporting no new deaths in relation to the virus, so the death toll remains at 767. However, the percentage of new cases jumped significantly, as you can see here, approaching 6%. In Dane County, there were 96 new cases reported Friday. New this morning across the country, at least 5 states are reporting their highest number of COVID-19 cases within the past 24 hours, adding to the growing concern of case increases that has sent many states backpedaling on their plans to reopen. Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Tennessee, and Utah all reported record daily cases Friday, according to their state's health departments. And for Florida, which has been eyed as the possible next epicenter, that number reached nearly 10,000 new cases in just one day. And it is not just those states seeing record rising numbers. The national number of daily COVID cases reached a new high Friday, and 33 states, including Wisconsin, are currently seeing the number of new cases grow from the week before.
Parents should die of old age. They shouldn't have to succumb to coronavirus.
So far this weekend, at least 9 states have announced they are not moving ahead to the next phase of reopening. Several COVID restrictions are back in place this weekend here in Wisconsin after several days of record-setting new cases.
The behaviors of some affect the health and well-being of all of us right now. We need to stay home. We need to socialize by staying 6 feet apart. We need to wear masks, practice really good hygiene.
So here are the revised rules for Phase 2 in Dane County. Private gatherings are now limited to 10 people or less. Bars and restaurants can still operate at 50% capacity, but customers are required to stay seated at all times. Parties can only be seated with members of their households. Health officials say this is a targeted amendment to address what they've learned through contract tracing. More than half of the county's new cases are people in their 20s. Now, Public Health Madison and Dane County is investigating where those young adults may have gotten the virus. They're looking into several businesses near the campus, but say there's probably more than one reason cases are spiking. They say it's clear people are socializing more and are asking everyone to think of others during all of this.
We need everyone to do the right thing to keep everyone well, so that we can maintain some level of normal behaviors in this time of pandemic.
UW Health calls the current situation concerning and a result of our behaviors and decisions. Another change, the College Club, a popular bar located on the corner of Langdon and Lake Streets on the edge of the UW-Madison campus, is now officially closed. The announcement came yesterday, the same day that public health officials imposed new restrictions on bars, citing a recent spike in COVID cases. According to a photo shared on the bar's Instagram story, the bar will be closed effective immediately until it's determined safe to reopen. One thing that all experts agree you can do to help prevent the spread of the virus is wear a mask. At first, the CDC recommended not wearing one if you weren't showing symptoms, but quickly reversed that. And today, researchers say 33,000 American lives could be saved through October if 95% of us wore masks in public. The change is partially because of equipment shortages, as officials initially worked to reserve supplies for healthcare workers and patients. At first, it wasn't clear how contagious COVID could be either. But to be clear, the CDC now says you should wear a face covering when you're out in public to protect the people around you. Here's a way to make mask wearing a little more palatable. You can now personalize your face mask. A Belgian businessman decided it was time to give masks a human face, literally. So using a photo booth, some software, the man is making masks that have the lower half of the wearer's features printed on them. It's kind of cool and kind of creepy at the same time. One of the biggest concerns is that the director of the CDC says for every person infected with the virus, there are likely 10 more people who have it but are undiagnosed. That would put us at 24 million confirmed cases instead of the current 2.4 million here in the U.S. The estimate is based on antibody test results, and the director of the CDC believes 5 to 8% of the country has been infected so far, according to the Washington Post. That means up to 95% of people are still susceptible to becoming infected. And this weekend, the CDC is adding 3 new symptoms to the list for COVID-19: congestion or a runny nose, nausea, and diarrhea now make that list, which also includes things like fever, chills, shortness of breath, fatigue, and a loss of taste or smell. This isn't an exhaustive list of symptoms, though. CDC officials will continue to update these as they learn more about the virus. It's 8:10 this morning. Baseball is back, and the Wisconsin basketball team celebrated something big 5 years ago this week. Do you remember what that was? But first, a reminder, it's going to be another hot day here in Madison. Here's a live look over the Capitol this morning. Chris is in with our full forecast right after this.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
I'm Clint.
I'm Phil, saving big time money on gallons of water.
3 packs of Chippewa Spring Water, $1.99, and 3 packs of Surefine Distilled, $2.19.
I caramba, hot prices on gallons of water.
Surefine $2.19, Chippewa $1.99.
Save big time on gallons of water. Better products, better prices, better service, because we're employee owned.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Going on now, 4 days only. Save big at Grand Appliance and avoid big box crowds this holiday during the Friends and Family Sale. Shop online or at your local Grand Appliance. Double up on Grand exclusive savings. Up to $1,000 on top of already reduced July 4th pricing. Take advantage of safe online, phone, and virtual shopping options. Plus, your choice of either no-contact curbside or in-home delivery services. Don't delay. Grand Appliance Friends and Family Sale ends this Sunday, June 28th.
I've lost count of how many asthma attacks I've had.
I've been on and off oral steroids to manage my asthma.
Does that sound normal to you?
It's time for a new normal with Nucala.
My new normal? Fewer asthma attacks.
My new normal? Less oral steroids.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma. It targets and reduces eosinophils, a key cause of severe asthma. Nucala is proven to help prevent severe asthma attacks and reduce the need for oral steroids. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away if you have swelling of your face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop your corticosteroid medications unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. Common side effects include headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask your doctor about taking Nucala at home. Learn about financial assistance at Nucala.com. Find your new normal with Nucala.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good Saturday and welcome to the weekend. It's a change from yesterday. Now the showers and thunderstorms have moved out. The humidity will be just a tad less today as opposed to yesterday, but it's still going to be humid. The humidity goes up in a big way though Sunday night and beyond, and then once we get you towards Sunday night and beyond, there is at least a small chance of thunder each and every single day. That being said, let's look outside right now. Skies are partly cloudy. Temperatures are at 73 degrees, but we're seeing these dew points that are well into the 60s, upper 60s. So that's certainly why it's still very humid as you begin to step out the door. Good morning, Janesville. 73 for you guys. Platteville, good morning at 72. Leah Linscheid is watching, so I know the community of Highland is in there. Temperatures are likely into the low 70s. And then we do have a 69 showing up for the Dells and Black River Falls. Here's the humidity, though. You factor in the dew points, and well, things are well into the 70s as far as the amount of moisture that the atmosphere is able to hold right now. So your clothes are sticking to you even this early in the morning as you begin to step outside. But we don't have any showers or thunderstorms. We see a couple of blips showing up on the radar, but none of that is reaching the ground. The actual forcing that's responsible for the showers and thunderstorms, that's now well towards our south. That forcing, by the way, pushing the air upward to create the showers and thunderstorms would be a cold front. Our air is now brought to us by this area of high pressure that'll eventually begin to send those wind directions out of the north. We've got to get until later on this afternoon for that to happen, but then as that slides over towards the east tomorrow, we start to see more of a southeasterly wind. This cold front turns into a warm front and heads back our direction, especially as we begin to move into early Monday. So by the early wee hours of Monday morning, I would not be surprised if we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms at that point as we lead into what's likely to be just a really warm and humid week next week. Let's push forward through the rest of today. This afternoon, look for those highs right around 84. It's later on this afternoon that I'm expecting to see that northerly wind flow at that point. Overnight tonight, we'll see those lows cool down into the lower 60s. Then tomorrow, it'll be another great day. Highs will be right around 85. As we get towards the afternoon and evening, that's when we start to see at least some added cloud cover coming in. Then, like I said, it's throughout the overnight hours into Monday that we just may see around us some showers and thunderstorms pushing in as we head into the start of next week. Also happening into the start of next week, it's going to be the heat. This big ridge of heat will likely be developing just towards the southwestern part of the country. That flexes some muscle. That means the hot air works its way into the upper Midwest. That sends our temperatures above average, folks. The average high this time of the year is 81 to 82. We're looking at highs closer to 90. And how many days, just count them for me if you wish, how many days is the word humid on the forecast? And at least how many days have the chance of a shower or thunderstorm there? So we're getting into this very Houston-like pattern, if you will, or even Florida-like pattern where it's hot and humid all day, and then in the afternoon a shower and thunderstorm pops up, and then you do it again. It's hot and humid the next day, and then a shower or thunderstorm pops up in the afternoon. So that's where we're at.
My mom was an English teacher, so maybe I could lend you her thesaurus.
Okay, I will need that.
More words for humid, right? It has to be so hard.
Humid, we learned a lot of these, or at least I did growing up in Houston. You've got humid, muggy, steamy, sizzly, hot, you know, spicy. We'll throw it all
really
in.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yeah.
I'm not going to complain, though. I love the heat.
Good,
it's
go
summer.
for it.
We
Enjoy this week.
Thanks, Chris.
My pleasure.
Well, it's Major League Baseball officially back. It's time to check in on the favorites to win it all this season for entertainment purposes only, of course. Caesars Sportsbook lists the Brewers as 40-1 odds to win the World Series. The Dodgers and Yankees top the list, but remember, anything can happen when you're playing 60 games in 66 days.
With the 9th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky from the University of Wisconsin.
And it was 5 years ago this week that the Wisconsin men's basketball team made history when both Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker were drafted in round 1. Kaminsky was selected 9th overall by the Hornets, and then 9 picks later, Decker was taken off the board by the Rockets. 2 Badgers in the first 18 picks. What a night for Badger basketball. Former Wisconsin head men's basketball coach Bo Ryan headlines the 2020 UW Athletic Hall of Fame's 11-member class. In 14 seasons leading the Badgers, he never finished lower than 4th in the Big Ten, won 7 league titles, and made the NCAA tournament 14 times. Ryan won a school record 364 games at the UW. It's also A big weekend for movie lovers. Kids will be over the moon about Netflix's newest animated musical, and the original Karate Kid cast is also heading to that streaming service. Plus, Will Loper shares his picks of the newest and best shows now streaming in 3 Things to Watch and trending news right after this.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Medical bills. Missed time at work. Life-changing injuries. Household expenses. When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. But we've dedicated our personal injury law firm to help take this crippling burden off your back. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
You met on an app. Delete it.
Why?
He's the one.
Huh?
I see something else. A star with 3 points. You're in a Mercedes.
We wish.
Wish granted. With 4 4MATIC models starting under $40,000, there could be a Mercedes-Benz in your very near future. Lease the A2 24MATIC sedan for just $359 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
Wisconsin is getting back to business.
What's your plan?
Before you say,
sorry, we just can't do that.
Before you say, we're not ready.
Before you say, we don't have capacity.
Put us in your
plan.
Let us help you get back to business.
Are you ready?
whether it's a labor shortage,
it's a mandated closure,
we're here.
We've been here.
We'll be here.
From assembly
to packaging and everything in between.
Let's get to work, Wisconsin.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Time for a look at what's trending. A young girl is on a mission to find a mythical moon goddess in the newest animated musical called Over the Moon. The movie follows a young girl who builds a rocket ship to go to the moon with her pet bunny. The story was inspired by Chinese folklore and China's Autumn Moon Festival. Sandra Oh and Margaret Cho are two of the voices you might recognize when the musical starts streaming on Netflix this fall. Also coming soon to Netflix is the breakout hit Cobra Kai. After 2 seasons on YouTube, the series, which follows characters from the original Karate Kid films decades later, is headed to the streaming service. Seasons 1 and 2 will be available on Netflix later this year, and then the all-new Season 3 will follow, though no official release date has been set. And we're getting a first look at the new and final trailer for The King's Man, the prequel to the Kingsman franchise. It gives fans a look at the origins of the first independent intelligence agency. The film is set in the early 1900s as history's worst tyrants band together to take over the world with the only Kingsman standing in their way. The King's Man stars Ralph Fiennes and is slated to hit theaters September 18th. Theaters are still closed for now, so head to your couch to enjoy these shows and movies. Here's Will Loper with this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Welcome to our magical edible world.
New on Netflix this week is the cooking competition show, Crazy Delicious.
Food should make you happy, so I like to make happy food.
If the Great British Baking Show and Willy Wonka had a child, it would be this show. Contestants are awarded for making the most creative and possibly weirdest dish.
This is amazing. I feel like I just want to skip around and pick everything.
I'm making strawberry cheesecake buffalo wings.
These are great tomatoes here. Gonna come and grab some of those?
Tastes like lemonade.
Does a bit, doesn't it?
All 6 episodes of Crazy Delicious are streaming on Netflix now.
I want you to say toot toot. Toot toot. That's you tooting your own horn, girl.
We are all searching for a peek behind the curtain. But what we see there can't necessarily be unseen.
Newly streaming on CBS All Access is the 2nd season of the Twilight Zone reboot.
What's going on?
It's just some world maintenance.
Jordan Peele once again brings us 10 sci-fi stories from a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
Do you know who you are?
It's like a twist. They're not the monsters. We're the monsters.
All 10 episodes of The Twilight Zone are streaming on CBS All Access now.
Whatever I am, it's something new.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black
And filmmaker Joel Schumacher passed away on Monday, but celebrate his contribution to film with his bonkers 1995 movie, Batman Forever.
Your entrance was good. His was better.
Val Kilmer dons the bat suit and has to once again save Gotham from Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and the Riddler, played by Jim Carrey.
Was that over the top? I can never tell.
Batman Forever is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Holy rusted metal, Batman!
Huh?
Your ground, it's all metal. It's full of holes, you know? Holy!
Oh. Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Okay, I'd just like to correct my pronunciation. After being called up from my coworkers, I'm told it's Ralph Fiennes who's in The Kingsman. Should have known that because he played Lord Voldemort. Well, after a week of record-breaking COVID cases here in Dane County, we will have the latest on the revised plans in place this weekend coming up. And the price of gas is also back up. How much more it'll cost you to fill your tank this weekend and why it's not all bad news.
At Diamond Select, our on-site goldsmith can create a beautiful one-of-a-kind piece. Whether it's repurposing an old ring or creating from a picture online, we're here to help you create jewelry of your dreams. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on My Pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows, regular $89.99, now only $29.99. Or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Would you like a car wash?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
What do you think that guy on that post up there would say if you wasn't wearing your seatbelt?
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good. Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together.
Okay.
All right, let's do that. I want you to get the rhythm of this. There you go.
Done.
Now, don't that feel better?
Click it or ticket.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
COVID and communities of color. The number of coronavirus cases is growing, especially among minority groups. The steps you can take today to help stop the spread.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning and welcome back on this Saturday. It's June 27th. I'm Christina Laurie. We are learning more this morning about what the upcoming school year will look like for Madison students. MMSD leaders are preparing 3 options for this fall: all virtual learning, all in-person learning, and then a hybrid model that mixes the two. The hybrid model would include students being divided into 2 groups, an A and a B group. The A group would meet in person on Mondays and Tuesdays and learn virtually on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. The B group would meet in person on Thursdays and Fridays and then learn virtually on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Wednesdays would be used as a deep cleaning day at the schools. Wisconsin Republican U.S. Senator Ron Johnson says that all schools in Wisconsin should open for in-person instruction this fall. During a Milwaukee Press Club event, Senator Johnson said the risk to kids catching COVID-19 in schools is low and that, quote, it would be crazy to not completely reopen our school systems. No word yet from Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin on our state's new plan. Now let's get a check of our Saturday forecast with meteorologist Chris Reese. Hey, Chris.
Good morning, Christina. It's a lake day out there. Sunshine, no thunderstorms are expected. Temperatures are warm, but with temperatures being warm and water temperatures being warm, we're starting to see at least some poor beach quality. There are 4 beaches throughout the entire area that are closed due to poor water quality at the beach. With that being said, all other beaches on the lakes are open. Water temperatures are into the low 70s. So get out there. Just go ahead and soak in this nice weather. 84 with sunshine today, and then tomorrow we'll be at 85 with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms developing overnight. So while your thunderstorm icon may show up on your apps on Sunday, it's not until Sunday night that we begin to see that. No showers or thunderstorms out there right now either. In fact, we will continue to see more sunshine. All the thunderstorm activity is pushing towards the south now as a cold front continues to move on towards the south as well. High pressure takes over for us. I always say when you see a blue H, think blue skies. We're already starting to see some of the blue skies and blue ties out there right now. 73 is the temperature, winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. 70s show up really all across the board. We do have a couple of spots into the upper 60s. Lone Rock is coming in at 68 right now. The dew points are awfully humid out there. Christina, I forgot our Wisconsin lingo graphic, but it's ope to nope as you step outside and feel just how humid it's going to be. We'll see the sunshine stick around all morning and into the afternoon. Also, temperatures should be around 81 by lunch, 82 by 2. We'll top out around 84.
Thank you so much, Chris. 2 of the biggest topics we've been talking about this week intersect in this next story: the coronavirus and Black Americans. As coronavirus cases spike in much of the country, rates of infection, hospitalizations, and deaths are higher for minorities. Black Americans make up 13% of the population, but as Dr. John LaPook reports, they account for 23% of COVID deaths.
At Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church in Minneapolis,
Pastor Albert Gallman is preaching the gospel and COVID-19 prevention.
Whether you have symptoms or no symptoms, you need to get tested.
While worshiping remotely, he's stressing the importance of masks, testing, and practicing what he preaches, social distancing.
In the Black community, the church has always been the place where we disseminate information.
People may not listen to politicians or to public health officials, but how about to their pastor?
Yeah, well, part of it is just relationship. I mean, they know their pastor, right?
Kirsten and Charles Nixon are two of Pastor Gallman's parishioners. In May, their entire family tested positive for coronavirus.
Your husband, you, your 3 boys, your mother, and your father.
Yes.
We've been living with the fear of this. I was having a conversation with one of my white neighbors. We were in our backyard talking, and I was trying to practice social distancing, and he wasn't really understanding it. And I said to him that he needed to understand that this disease hits Black people a lot harder than it hits white people.
One reason is that when compared to white Americans, Black Americans have higher rates of chronic medical conditions linked to poor outcomes from COVID-19. 54% have hypertension, nearly 50% are obese, and more than 13% have diabetes.
Do either of you have underlying conditions?
I have prediabetes. My parents have high blood pressure and diabetes.
Kirsten Nixon's 86-year-old father is still hospitalized with complications of COVID-19. The rest of the family had mild to moderate symptoms, but are now doing well. Across Minnesota, Black people account for over 21% of reported cases, but only make up 6% of the state's population. That disparity is echoed across the country.
I think people are now paying attention to what's called health equity.
James Burrows leads health equity efforts at Children's Minnesota Hospital. He worked with the state health department to open 4 coronavirus testing clinics in communities of color.
So to make sure that those communities are tested more often, and not only tested, realize that you can get access to health care.
In 2017, more than 10% of Black Americans were uninsured, compared to roughly 6% of white Americans. Leandris LeBird is Chief Health Equity Officer for the CDC's coronavirus response. She says the epidemic has highlighted how certain jobs can increase the risk of infection.
There are more people of color who are overrepresented in essential and frontline work, which means that they don't have the same opportunity to telework.
Pastor Gallman says he's eager to get back to delivering his messages the way he used to.
That will help us heal over both the George Floyd situation and the COVID, because then we can come together, we can cry, we can laugh, we can do that together.
Dr. John LaPook, CBS News.
Some people say that insurance companies are also playing a role in this by devoting more resources to higher income communities and sorry, I'm losing my words here, and not adequately reimbursing community hospitals for providing care to areas with large Black and Hispanic populations. Now, more local news now. Gas prices are up in Wisconsin and across the country as more people hit the road. The average cost per gallon of regular gas in Madison is around $2.14 right now. That's up more than $1 from last month.
If the situation with coronavirus does continue to improve, look for gas prices to spend much of the summer continuing to inch higher.
The good news is that Americans are still paying less than they did this time last year. Meanwhile, AAA says the number of people taking summer trips is quickly dropping. According to the 2020 summer travel forecast, Americans will take 120 million fewer trips this season, the biggest travel dip since 2009. Now, that is mainly caused by less people flying. Road trips are only down by 3%. And it's not a road trip or a plane ride, but one man decided to take the trip of a lifetime on foot. Corey Capelloni is an experienced distance runner. He's even run 6 days through the Sahara Desert, but he says the 218-mile run to his grandma's house after she caught COVID-19 was the toughest but most rewarding of his life. He spent 7 days running from his home in D.C. to his 98-year-old grandma's nursing home in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He arrived to cheers, flags, purple balloons too, which are his favorite color. When he got there, he smiled and pointed to Nana Ruth's 4th floor room where she looked out from her window. She had a sign hanging down that said, "I love you, Corey. I hope he wins Grandson of the Year." It's 8:38 this morning. We're swapping the square for a diamond. A revised Concerts on the Square series kicked off this week. We'll tell you about the new concept ahead of the next show.
Right now, during Steinhoffel's 4th of July mattress sale, get a twin, full, or queen Beauty Rest mattress for only $299. Save up to $800 on Beauty Rest Black adjustable base sets, plus $200 in Steinhoffel's cash and a $100 MasterCard gift card. Get 60 months 0% financing and free next day delivery. With the largest selection of name brand mattresses at the guaranteed lowest price, now is the best time to save big on your new mattress. Hurry into Steinhoffel's 4th of July mattress sale.
You didn't choose this. People can fall into addiction for so many reasons. And yeah, many are victims of pain, physical or emotional. Addiction does not discriminate, and it does not define you. You can turn your life around, one step at a time. Visit UnitedMadison.com/addiction for resources to help you get your life back. Brought to you by 5 Door Recovery, other supporters, and United Madison.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
No matter what the color of your skin is, we all have to be part of this.
It is a time that we hear people out who are offering up solutions that can lead to change.
We are spending a lot of time right now listening so we can better do our job. So we can better amplify your voices, tell your stories, and hopefully build a better tomorrow, a better city for all of us.
2020 may not just be the year that everything was canceled. It may end up being the most important year yet.
Welcome back. Fingers crossed Madison music lovers will get their live music fix later this summer, but for now, the show will go on in a different format. This week, the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra debuted its new Concerts on the Square series, and I headed to the Square earlier this week to catch up with the man in charge of that change. The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is swapping the Capitol Square for the baseball diamond, at least for the near future. Joining us to talk about that is Joe Lanus. He's the CEO of the orchestra. So Wednesday's event was huge. Can we talk a little bit about what happened Wednesday night?
Yeah, sure. So I'll start back further. We reached out to Vern Stenman when he started doing movie drive-ins at the Mallards, and we noticed some orchestras around the country were doing this, so we wanted to capture that and record some or play some of our pre-recorded concerts on the Square at the Mallards. So Wednesday was our first of two this summer. It was a 4th of July themed event, and it was a great event, and we have one more on July 22nd.
And what will you be playing during the July 22nd event? I know at the first one you played my favorite, The Sound of Music, as well as the 1812 Overture.
Right. So next in July 22nd will be the 2019 film night. So on the Square we had theme of all different movie scores playing. So we'll bring that back, and Suzanne B is our concert master. She was featured as a soloist that night.
And the idea of bringing the show to the drive-in in quotes, since it's really the Duck Pond, the Mallard Stadium, is a really nice concept. You can accommodate about 115 cars there. Why is it important to you to bring some sense of normalcy back to Madison?
Yeah, you know, when the pandemic hit and we were all safer at home, basically the arts community shut down because we have events when people come together. So when we couldn't come together, our main goal at the WCO was to remain relevant and remain nimble. So Our ability to provide art during this time and to provide access through the drive-in concept as well as through streaming on the internet was so important for us. And having community partners like PBS Wisconsin, like the Mallards, has been huge for us to do this.
And then looking ahead, you might have a live music return in August, fingers crossed?
That's our hope. I mean, we've been talking to the local health department. If we get into phase 3, which allows for 250 people outside, hopefully we can be at Breeze Stevens Field on August 25th and September 1st to do 2 live concerts. What would have been concerts on the Square 5 this summer and concerts on the Square 1. But yeah, 250 people at Breeze Stevens, potentially a simulcast back to the Mallards for drive-in so people can watch it live. And then of course we'd have it online as well as over the radio.
And talking about that online, you can watch any of these concerts at the Square on pbswisconsin.org as well as the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's website. We have links to both of those up on channel3000.com. And if you're a music fan, you'll want to watch our show tomorrow morning around 6:50. We're going to show the first installment of our new Concerts on Your Couch series, where we feature a different soloist from a location around Madison. And then, as Joe mentioned, of course, mark your calendar for the next drive-in concert, which happens on July 22nd. This weekend, there's a lot you can safely do around town. The zoo is open, so are the Botanic Gardens. Here's a live look over the Capitol on this gorgeous Saturday morning. Chris is back with our full forecast right after this. But first, let's take a look at who's turning 3 years old today. Happy birthday to Vincent and everyone else celebrating.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Nissan is offering non-stop routes to summer.
And now is the best time to get into a new Nissan with 0% financing on 13 models for up to 84 months.
Let's be honest, quitting smoking is hard. Like quitting every Monday hard. Quitting feels so big. So try making it smaller, and you'll be surprised at how easily starting small can lead to something big. Start stopping with Nicorette.
Two opportunities to play. Two opportunities to draw.
2 daily draws
Each day
from the Wisconsin Lottery, with one at midday.
That's at 1:30.
And another in the evening.
That's at 9.
For pick 3, pick 4, and all or nothing.
More chances to play each day. More chances to play each day.
The Leadership Development Program is designed for people who at some point intend to become supervisors. It would open the doors for you for a lot of different types of positions where you're going to have people reporting to you. The number one reason I would say students should come to Blackhawk Tech is that they're going to get a great education from great instructors who understand, make the learning more applicable to them, a real quality education at a very reasonable cost.
Have some home projects on your list? Whether it's a fix now or fix up down the road, count on Home Advisor's trusted local pros to get the job done right. It's easy to schedule, check prices, and pay for all your home projects. So get the Home Advisor app and we'll do everything to fix your everything.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Nissan is offering non-stop routes to summer.
And now is the best time to get into a new Nissan with 0% financing on 13 models for up to 84 months.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Less humid is one of the words that can be used to describe today, but the reality is it's still going to be humid, just not as humid as yesterday. We'll see more sunshine, also more humidity sticks around Sunday night and beyond because it's here for the foreseeable future. And then we'll at least have a small chance of thunder almost each and every day of the forecast once we get beyond today. That being said, it's 73 outside right now. We're seeing a northwesterly wind at about 3 miles per hour now that the front has moved on through. So we've seen that wind shift here. 77 in Janesville. Good morning to our friends in Janesville, by the way. The Dells are now at 72. Lone Rock still sits at 68. You're the one cool spot, still just chilling and hanging out in the 60s there. Dew points, though, they are certainly elevated into the low 70s and upper 60s, so it's still humid, but yesterday these dew points were a lot higher, so it's better now than it was at this time yesterday. A clean sweep, though, on Doppler track. We're not seeing the showers of thunderstorms throughout southern Wisconsin this time. They have now moved towards the south and east. We had a cold front move through yesterday. That's now draped across parts of the Ohio Valley, and it's slowly really just going to sit and hang out as we go through the next couple of days. High pressure starts to roll on in from the north and west. That's what's sending our winds out of the north. This shifts towards the east tomorrow. With high pressure towards the east, our winds begin to move out of the south and east. And what that does is that opens up the door for this newly developed area of low pressure to take this cold front and change it into a warm front as that begins to move back our direction. And what happens with that is overnight Sunday into Monday, we lead into yet another chance to see some showers of thunderstorms here throughout southern parts of the state. With that being said, we want to enjoy today. We want to enjoy tomorrow. That's when things are certainly going to be dry. 75 later on this morning. We'll top out around 84 headed into the afternoon. We will see the decorator clouds, but I'm not expecting any big issues. Overnight tonight, clear skies. We cool on down to 63. Here come those winds now, shifting out of the east and southeast into your Sunday. By the way, we'll see highs on Sunday likely into the mid and upper 80s. And now here's early Monday morning. The showers of thunderstorms begin to arrive from the west. If this pans out, it'll be a fun morning show on Monday as we continue to track some showers of thunderstorms. We've got a couple days to really work on the timing there, but we're watching it closely. Beyond the thunderstorm chances is the big heat that develops out west. Eventually that flexes muscle. That means more heat will be felt across parts of the upper Midwest. Our average highs are into the low 80s this time of the year. We're talking highs well into the upper 80s, flirting with 90 if we don't get there. Oddly enough, Christina, when you are incredibly humid, a lot of the sun's energy goes into heating up the moisture in the air before it can heat up the air. With that being said, it's just how humid we're going to be next week that I don't have a full stretch of 90s in the forecast. Instead, it's upper 80s. But with the humidity, it's going to feel a lot worse.
Oh, okay. I thought you were, I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were saying, you know, it could be a lot worse, but, you know, it's actually
the humidity is just going to make it feel worse, even though it's not 90. So, I mean, it could be 95 and incredibly humid, but it's not.
Okay. Always looking on the positive side. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
Be sure to stick with News 3 Now all weekend long. Amanda will have the day's top stories tonight at 6 and 10. But first, this morning, we're saying happy birthday to a hero. The big surprise a World War II veteran got for an even bigger birthday is right after this.
Spas, Spas, Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
As the weather gets warmer, get outside and see all the beauty Wisconsin has to offer. And let Meineke get you there safely. Make an appointment and save $20 on any oil change package. Prices starting as low as $14.99. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
If your gums bleed when you brush, you may have gingivitis, and the clock could be ticking towards bad breath, receding gums, and possibly tooth loss. Help turn back the clock on gingivitis with Parodontax. Leave bleeding gums behind. Parodontax.
Work smarter. Use the cloud to securely print, scan, and collaborate. GI Office Technologies, helping businesses like yours.
Wisconsin is getting back to business.
What's your plan?
Before you say, sorry, we just can't do that.
Before you say, we're not ready.
Before you say, we don't have capacity.
Put us in your plan. Let us help you get back to business.
Are you ready?
Whether it's a labor shortage,
it's a mandated closure,
we're here.
We've been here.
We'll be here.
From assembly to packaging and everything in between. Let's get to work, Wisconsin.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Finally this morning, it's a big weekend for Mr. Glenn Lacey. He's a World War II veteran who's celebrating a very special birthday.
Nicole Nielsen from our sister station in Dallas, Texas, shares his story.
When you've had 99 birthdays, your 100th needs to be special.
I wasn't really expecting something this great.
Glenn Lacey, a decorated World War II veteran and volunteer at Baylor Scott and White, has spent his whole life bettering his community. Now they wanted to do something in return.
Well, Mr. Lacey, happy birthday. On behalf of the United States Air Force, I'd like to thank you for your service to our country.
Officials from the city of Keller, the United States Air Force, and Baylor honored him with certificates and a flag. But it didn't stop there.
We have another surprise for you.
Well, it's his 100th birthday today, so that's why we're here. And
Joan Houle was in just one of the 100 cars that drove by for Glenn's big day. Friends, family, and co-workers decked out their cars with signs and balloons in what they called a 100-car salute, wishing Glenn a happy birthday from 6 feet away.
It's incredible.
I asked Glenn what made today so special. His response?
All the attention. all of them, my friends and neighbors and relatives, and it's just tremendous. That's something that I'll always remember and cherish.
Nicole Nielsen, CBS 11 News.
I love his hat. 100 never looks so good. So according to the last U.S. Census, only 0.02% of people actually make it to be 100, but the good news is that number is expected to more than quadruple to more than 800,000 of us by the year 2050.
Nice.
So do you think we can make it?
Christina, I'm 107. I just don't age.
I know. you look the same. We always joke. It's a running joke. Chris looks the same. He just gets taller.
That really is true, but then I stopped growing about 14.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just going to look the same the rest of my life. I know. Hey, we will see beautiful weather as we go through the weekend. Good. Yes, 100 for the rating on this forecast. Okay. How about that? Sunshine today. Temperatures will be into the middle 80s for the high.